Welcome to Inspired by JimmyL, a podcast that inspires freedom through authenticity. Take our shows and use them, honey. Use them to listen to your gut, your intuition, and allow them to give you the courage to be free in every area of your life. We believe that success and happiness is a personal thing. Now redefine it on your terms. This show is designed to give you practical tips from realistic people who have decided to no longer keep up with the Joneses. Now your intuition is your roadmap, but this show is here to give you more courage to simply listen. And to add, we are not pleading for ratings and reviews, but please be sure to subscribe and share every single show if you are inspired. I'm your host, Jimmy Warmize. Now let's get into the show.
Did you, dealing with that situation, which is totally not one of my questions, but I got to ask since you brought it up. But dealing with that situation, like how do you navigate with something like that? Because do you service the client, or do you completely reject that and say I'm not going to be a part of that?
So that's something that recruiting professionals deal with every single day. Mm-hmm. I personally take the road of education first and assuming that they probably didn't know. That's my assumption, right? You're asking for something.
You are very optimistic.
They didn't know. And the thing is, they'll either push back and say, no, I know what I want. Okay. And I say, okay, well, that's illegal. Like, have a great day.
This is okay.
They're like, oh, I didn't realize that wanting a young marketing intern that knew social media, right? All the air quotes.
Yep.
Was discriminatory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe the best candidate is someone whose kids just graduated college and he or she knows every single social media platform better than I do, right? We don't know.
Yeah.
But putting those boundaries of things that don't matter is not going to get you a good hire. So I choose education first and then leaving it alone if that's actually what they want.
That is so, when I say, this conversation is fascinating to me. My husband is in HR, and so he does a little bit of recruiting because of his role. And so it's so, he does elite staffing is what I should say. And he gets things like that all the time. Yep. And I was really fascinated to hear how you would respond in regards to how you handle that. But I mean, these are some big name clients that are asking for these really weird things. And so it's just, I knew it happened, you know, I'm very interested or fascinated to see how people navigate between that, because it can go either way. You could service a client and I'm just going to give you what you asked for, you know, and you be political about how you ask for certain candidates to apply and blah, 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 blah. You know, you could literally do that, or you could put up a guard and say, no, this completely surpasses my integrity and I'm not going to do it, you know? And so it's really interesting to see that and hear that from you. So way to go, Hannah. I like that. Like, not that you need my kudos or anything, but way to go. Like, I really like that. That says a lot, and it gives me hope. Let me say that. It gives me hope. It gives me hope for HR. So bringing it back around to what you do now from consulting, do you like consulting better than being under an HR, I don't want to say stricted, but being under an HR umbrella?
For me, it's a better fit. So I've always loved the thought of owning my own business, and it's not easy. Nothing about doing your own thing is easy, as you know. It's not, you don't have a marketing team. You don't have a professional like copywriter. You don't have any of these things that businesses have, and you're it. So if you're not okay with that, I definitely recommend you stay in corporate. There's nothing wrong with a corporate job. It's funny that I'm consulting, trying to get people corporate jobs. Yeah. It's a very weird dynamic, but I love consulting, and I love that. I was just speaking. I went to Baylor University, and so I go back and speak every semester. And I just went on Wednesday, and so I took the whole day and just went down to Waco and hung out on campus and got some work done, and then went and spoke to 2 different student groups. And I'm able to do that because I don't have to ask a boss like, hey, can I take off Wednesday so I can speak to students? And for me, that's what works better. And for my family life and my personal life and for my mental health, it's what works best for me.
Okay, so I'm going to ask and this is probably going to be a longer question, and I'm because I really, like, I just got to know.
Sure.
Times are changing drastically, and companies like Amazon, companies like Chick-fil-A, companies, Starbucks is another great example. Apple, they are leading the industry, and even, are you familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk and VaynerMedia? So I reached out to his chief heart officer the other day, and listening to how they operate is fundamentally different from most other huge corporations. How do you see organizations, I guess, in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you see them following their past, or do you see them kind of sticking to their guns and older traditions? Because if we have to be honest with that, they are drastically different. People like Gary Vaynerchuk and his company. I mean, they look at resumes, but they don't really care. They're more so about, who is this person for this role, exactly what you just said. And so, and even Starbucks and Chick-fil-A, I mean, they're hiring a select type of people that are going to fit with their brand, and that's going to assist them to get to that next level. And older generations or older history, it's all about your schooling. It's all about your education. It's all about who you know that knows this person. I mean, how do you see it coming from a consulting standpoint, and even a corporate umbrella standpoint? How do you see it transitioning?
So I think that the world of needing a college degree, a master's degree, is going to disappear in the next probably 10 years. It's going to be more about what you can do, right? I see a lot more of pre-hire testing in our future, of just sitting down at a computer and seeing, what can you do? What are you good at, right? What does this machine learning that I don't even know if this exists yet, but like, what does it say that you're really, really great at? Because there are different segments of individuals, whether they're people with disabilities or people that have something on their record, or just minorities, different segments of people that are often overlooked for positions they're they could do today. But because of like a technicality, or they don't really have their degree, or they didn't finish college, or something that is a roadblock. And I see that going away. I see a person first hiring model because I can teach someone how to be a great customer service agent, right? We can teach them the system. We can teach them how to refund something at Target, but we can't teach them what to do when someone gets in their face that they had a double charge on their credit card, right? I can't teach that. We can try, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So having that person first is going to be something that I think we're going to see too big of a swing at first, but then it'll level out. But I think we're going to see a person first, and really, because education inside these companies is bulking up. I'm not sure about VaynerMedia, but I know that big companies, Chick-fil-A, Target, Amazon, the big ones have a really solid education and training department. And so it's just prepping the way for this sort of being able to train for the job and having the right person in that job.
Now, I told you, Hannah. Hannah is here to inspire us. Okay? So I really hope that you grab all of those tips. Every last one of them. Put them in your toolbox. Use them as resources. And if you want something a little bit more personalized, don't be afraid to actually reach out to Hannah. I've linked up all of her information in the show notes for this particular episode. Also, don't forget, inspiredbyjimmyl.com is an amazing place to hang out. Get up-to-date information with everything that's going on with Inspired by Jimmy L. But as always, you know my rule. Don't do anything, whether listening to Hannah or listening to me or any other podcast. Don't do anything to keep up with the Joneses. Do it because you feel that it is the right thing to do for you. We are here to inspire you to be the best version of yourself. I love you guys as always, and you know I'll see you first thing in the morning on Instagram.